Ahoy everyone, my name is Douglas Haddad, better known as the Captain, and today I was able to make top 64 with Plunder Patrol. Pure.
Let's freaking go. You guys already know.
Bam.
Asian Persuasion is Slim. We're here at Nationals. As you already heard with the Captain. You know what, man? Before we get into it, you got any shout-outs?
Of course. Shout-outs to Team Playmakers, the team I'm currently on. Best team to sign up any players. Like, if you're a competitive player and you know you can do well, Playmakers is the place for you. With that in mind, I also like to say thank you to my friends and family, my mom and dad, Michelle, everyone who called me. Thank you all. A good captain's nothing without his crew. And speaking of crew, at the bottom of the description, you're going to see a link to a Discord server for Plunder Patrol. Please hop on. If you have any questions, you want to learn the deck, you have anything you want to learn, hop in that Discord server. We're all there to help. And it's casual, competitive, everything for everyone. We're there for everyone. With that in mind, let's get to the list.
Let's do it. 2-day winner man.
2-day
There's
winner
the man right there, but we had to do
Beautiful.
this.
Yeah, you gotta do it.
So we're going to start off with the main deck. Main monster count, we have 3 Whitebeard, the Plunder Patrol Helm.
So for people that don't know what this deck do, tell us what they do.
So let me get each of them out. Simple enough. And put this here. So, very simply put, Whitebeard, Redbeard, and Blackbeard later on are pilots. Basically, their whole effect is during the opponent's turn, these two, or Blackbeard is a little more crazy, you can special summon a Plunder Patrol with an attribute on the field or grave that the opponent has, and then equip them. So what happens here, these two share that effect, and then all of them have separate effects that determine who they are. So Golden Hair is an extender, level 4 standard, no effect on summon, nothing like that. If she's in hand, you can send a Plunder monster from hand or field, so including spell and trap zone, to grave and summon her for free. If she's in grave, you can pitch anything, revive her, and then locks you into Plunder. So she is like a 1-card Blackbeard. She goes into the link too. Bluebeard is a extender. If you control any other Plunder Patrol on field, even the ships, Blackbeard, anything, summon for free by activating. He goes to grave, you can pitch a card for cost, draw one. So he's like, if you draw anything that's not useful for your matchup at the time, you're able to get rid of it and get something better right off the bat. From there, you have Whitebeard. So Whitebeard is a pilot, and he also has a separate effect. He goes to graveyard at any point. He summons a Plunder from the main deck, locking you into Plunder afterwards. So basically, you're able to discard him off of certain effects, get field advantage, and then able to add it back and just provide more. And then you have Redbeard. Just like White, he's a pilot as well, but when he hits graveyard, he targets a Plunder monster on field and equips onto it from the graveyard. So what that causes is that it makes it so you have quick effects on field, you have a bunch of different places you can go to technical-wise, and when they're in the spell and trap zone, you're able to get more recursion out of it. I'll show a couple demonstrations after. And then from there, we have Black Eyes, the Plunder Patrol Sea Guide. Very simple monster. You activate it by targeting a Plunder in the grave besides himself. Add the monster to hand, and then you or summon him, and then add the monster to hand. So if they called by the grave DD Crow your target, this still hits field.
Oh, jeez.
It's a very good extender. It can't be stopped by much. With that, and the main crew, then we have the unofficial 6th Plunder, Gamma. So Gamma and the driver, hate drawing this card, only drew it once. Gamma, on the other hand, awesome card to pair up with the rest of the deck. The whole idea for this was not just a blind second, but was to make it so if I played against the Scythe Lock, Gamma plus any of my other cards was able to crack it and beat it from that point on. And it worked for the most part. From there, we have the spell lineup. Grab these right here. Boom, boom, boom. Sorry. Boom. From there, you have the spell and trap lineup. Spells first, we have 1 copy of Plunder Patrol Shipping. So, and 1 copy of Emblem of the Plunder Patrol. So Shipping is a fusion spell. You're able to summon out the fusion hard way. That way, if you come across Flundereese or any deck that isn't giving you favorable attributes, you still have a way of getting to your monster negate. And it also has a secondary effect involving the graveyard. If it's in grave, you can banish it and target a Plunder monster in your field. So, like, just example, White. And you equip either another monster or emblem of the Plunder Patrol. So Emblem's effect is crazy. While it's equipped to a Plunder monster, it can only be equipped to a Plunder monster. Makes him untargetable, gains 500. Simple. Secondary effect. You can send, it's a trigger effect, you send it to Grave's Cost, and you summon a Plunder Patrol from the extra deck with an attribute either player has on field or their graveyards. And then the monster that was equipped, so like this Whitebeard for example, would go into the spell and trap zone as an equip with the effect stating the monster gains 500.
Okay.
So this card is actually the reason I was able to beat Pack, involving a small combo later on, but being able to go out of your way and summoning out any of your ships and giving that 500 boost not only makes it so OTK is possible, but it makes it so you play around Nib, any kind of extra deck shenanigans, and it makes it so like your Gamma, your other monsters that you have in the extra deck that are in Grave become useful because you give yourself that attribute.
Yeah, you give it to yourself. Okay, cool.
So from there, we also have Mind Control, as well as, where is it? It's a one of, it is in here. There it is. Sorry. Change of Heart. So these two in particular were made so I can bait out certain interactions. So being able to take something and link away to make my link 2 is insane, but also being able to provide yourself a way to make the opponent react is what makes this deck works.
Yeah.
If the opponent doesn't do anything, you're going to play through and grind out, or they're going to play and then you just beat them with their own cards. So these two in particular, and then we have other random 1-0s as well. Mystic Mine, Necessary Evil, because you have the ability of playing the one Terraforming, you have access to this, and this is a 45 card list, so being able to drop it on an opponent after negates have been baited and getting resources to then play through is how this works.
Yeah.
It's not made for the stall. I think that's kind of boring. I'd rather just go for certain plays that we're able to out the opponent, which I'll demonstrate. From there, we have one Called by the Grave. I hate hand traps, so and it beats Despia involving their card, branded in red. Then we also have the one Harpies. Don't like back row. Plunder Patrol loves simplified board states, so if I know what's going on and that hand isn't a secret, I can play through. And then from there we have the 2-0s, 2 Dark Ruler No More. Card's great. It's able to stop a bunch of stuff. I've been debating about putting it to 3, but honestly at 2 it worked wonders. Then we have 2 Pot of Desires. You run 3 of almost every Plunder monster in the main, minus red because it stinks to draw him at 3. You rather 2. You're able to banish 10, get more advantage. And then if your opponent, for some reason, tries to stop this in any way, Gamma or other cards that are played in the list come up. For example, 3 Talents.
God, yes. Blind second, baby.
Oh, of course. For this format, at least. Triple Tactics Talents is able to just pair off, get more cards, take opponents' monsters. The effect I used the most was actually just the draw 2, though.
Yeah.
Being able to just play through negates is important. Another 3-0 spell, 3 Droplet. Plunder Patrol plays incredibly well with Droplet because of the grave effects that trigger off of the main monsters. Best one being either White or Redbeard. Because chain links are, you can chain their effects during the opponent's turn and summon out a ship, but being able to chain Droplet and send this to grave is cost. Their effect still resolves and summons.
Yeah.
Then from there you get that ship and then you get to trigger their secondary effects.
Jeez.
With Redbeard, it's, okay, avoid something, activate effect. My opponent, one of my opponents activated Imperm on him, and they had a bunch of monsters on field. Chain Droplet, send the red, and then from there I was able to remove, summon Moiric, and then this re-equips to the monster, making it a quick effect again. Whitebeard is a different situation. When he hits grave, he summons, so you're able to get another pilot or another card to go off and get more advantage of. 9 times out of 10, though, it would most likely be the Redbeard. With that in mind, we also have other spells. 3 Raigeki. This card's really cool. I don't like playing against cards that say no playing, and being able to pair this with like a Gamma or something is very strong against Adventurer. So, like that whole Scythe Lock shenanigans, I hate it.
Yeah.
Raigeki, no. And then of course 3 of the best card, 3 Shipyard. So Shipyard is the best field spell in the game. There's no, it's better than Hidden City. It's better than that dumb Therian's field spell. Simply because you're able to, every single turn, discard a card, anything to add any plunder card. So this generates advantage every single turn. And from there, you're able to provide more damage, more recursion. So simple search effect, discard 1 to add 1. Then you've got the other 2 effects. For every Plunder Patrol card in the Spell and Trap Zone, all Plunder monsters on my side of the field gain 500 for each one.
Jesus, that's huge.
So, like this tournament, I was able to get 1 monster to 5,000. I had 3, full board booty plus 4 other Plunder Patrol cards on there. and then just being able to swing over and do damage is insane. It's also got its grave effect, the utility effect. If it's in grave, you're able to. It's like Orcus Babel, I believe.
Oh,
You,
yeah.
you target a plunder card in the spell and trap zone. You set this from grave first, and if you do, then you bounce the card back to your hand. So you're still able to play around a bunch of back row hate and stuff like that. It still gets you there. And also provides advantages and resources that people wouldn't expect. Because Plunder Patrol's biggest thing is you need a plunder in hand. If you're able to do, as long as you have ammo for your ships, you're fine.
Yeah.
And then from there we have 3 traps only for the main. 2 evenly matched. I liked it and it came up a couple of times. This is more for just back row heavy decks or Flaunderies. Or if I had to, like most people, like, didn't play against Flunder this weekend, but I've had Flaunderies players go like, oh, he's trying to bait, sure. And then as soon as you end the battle phase and drop it on them, they have the dumbest look on their face. It's awesome. And then, of course, 1 copy of Plunder Patrol Booty. So this is a revival trap. You're able to target an opponent's monster, call an attribute, and then you summon or shuffle back a plunder from graveyard without targeting. So it makes it so that your pilots that you discard for ammo come back and get you more ships to play through the opponent's turn.
Yeah.
Also, attribute changing as well. This came up actually against one of my matches. My opponent was trying to go for Gloomy, and I knew he was going to try to go for Gloomy, so I went here, target, call water. All of a sudden, I revive, and I get a Blackbeard out, because at the end of the day, you get more monsters.
Free monsters.
Free cards. All right. With that in mind, let's go into the side deck and then extra deck.
Sounds good.
So monsters right here. So side deck first. 3 Nibiru. If I have to go first, or if I have the inkling that my opponent's going to try to make me go first, and they're a heavy combo deck, this comes in immediately. Because even pairing through with like Gamma in the main deck plus Nib, going first is not the worst call at all.
Yeah.
So Nib, incredibly useful card. If the negate isn't up, you disrupt, play through. Also, this comes up as part of the bait and switch combo. From there, 3 Twin Twister. I don't like back row, and Flundery stinks to play against. Also Mystic Mind, so having the extra out is very vital. And getting cards in graveyard with the twin is able to just provide more resource. So that's the reason there. Then we go to the trap lineup. 3 Dimensional Barrier and 3 Anti-Spell Fragrance. So D-Barrier was more full on the line of like any kind of archetype. Again, I know they're going to try to make me go first because I saw all these going second cards. So D-Barrier comes in to stop like Sword Soul Adventure Package from Synchro Summoning, while Anti-Spell is just there to provide, like, just stop any spell-ridden deck. Then we have the interesting tech, the Spice, 2 Pride of the Plunder Patrol. So this trap card was, the only reason this is here is for Flunder. Unfortunately, the matchup is probably one of the worst ones because they don't give you enough attributes to play through. So Pride has the effect to where you send it, it's a quick, only activated when you have a Plunder on field. You send it to grave as cost, so they can't twin it or cosmic it away. You look at the extra deck and you send a card there to the graveyard. You get to pick as well.
Jesus.
So like I was able to, like, one time this came up was against an adventurer deck with like the Hulk package. I knew they were going to try to go for like that whole Hulk shenanigan because they had like Sangan, or they went Sangan, Almirage, Adoboria, Summon Aboria. As soon as the Aboria hit field and I went effect, rip Hulk, everything fell to pieces for the opponent. Also, it's got some interesting. It's another 2 effects that are kind of weird. Never came up though. One is you let your opponent draw one. You look at the hand, rip a monster. Not great. And then it's got, for some reason, if you destroy a monster by battle, you just get, with a plunder monster, you just get to draw one. So it's nice.
That's a lot of effects.
Also, it's a plunder name, so if I draw into it, like going first, being able to hold it in hand, if I know for a fact I already have another one anyway, to discard for fodder is very important. And then 1 copy of Red Reboot. Never came up during the tournament, surprisingly. Everything else was fantastic. A couple of cards I would change from here and there on the side, but for now, the deck did what it was supposed to do.
Got you to top 64.
Yeah. Say that again. Of course.
The most party player.
Ichiyama love you. That means I love you, Mom.
Oh.
She's my brave token. Although no brave.
No break.
2 extra nib tokens. So now, extra deck, 1 Almirage. There are 3 monsters, 4 technically. You can normal summon to link away with this. And then from there, you try to link away to summon more monsters, most likely Blackbeard. Golden Hair plus any other card in hand is a 1-card Blackbeard due to this, because you normal, link away, summon this, effective gold, pitch any card, revive, make Blackbeard. With there, we have 1 Geonator Transverser. So this is for the bait and switch play. If Nibiru is being played, or if my opponent is playing something on the field that I want to take, and make sure they don't have, this comes up. So bait and switch involves any other monster plus a plunder monster, and Emblem of the Plunder Patrol, the equip spell, or the fusion even. Pull it up real quick. So the idea is that you make this with like Nib, Nibiru, anything, anybody, have it at the monster you're pointing. From that point on, Whitebeard or Gold are the monsters you want to at that point use. You revive them revive summon from deck and make it point towards the arrow of the other monster. And then you equip this. So Emblem doesn't care what side of the field that monster's on. If you're playing the mirror match, this is the best card because it's a snatch steal for free. And you put it in the spell and trap zone. So the idea would be I would have a plunder here. Say it's like big nib token here. And I'll make sure this is equipped with Emblem. Geonator will trade. And I can pick any position anywhere, any zone. From there, I can trigger Emblem still. It'll go back to my side in the spell and trap zone, and I get a free summon from the extra deck.
Jesus Christ.
Because of Nibiru, you get an extra light. Because of any plunder monster, including the one you use, you have a water, so you can still make Blackbeard and go for game.
Jeez.
From there, of course, let me put these back. We have now the main cast. We have Blackbeard, the Plunder Patrol captain. So he's the boss, the ace, the man. So very, very simple way of putting his effect down. Either player's turn has a quick effect. He's like the other two. If your opponent has anything on field or grave, you target it, you summon out a plunder ship, and because of him, you summon him. Sorry. Whew.
It's all good, brother.
Activate effect, you target a monster, an effect monster inside of the field is quick effect, either player's turn. You summon out a ship, and then you draw one. So this effect is also a quick effect due to the fact that you're able to make your other ships, like, I'll just use him as an example. If I try to banish something, my opponent tries to Imperm or Veiler, this helps you avoid and draw you more advantage. With that in mind, Blackbeard is the best card because he gets you into all of your extra deck space in terms of the plunder support, which is 2 Moiric, 2 Liss, and 2 Bran. So Moiric is a Karma Cut for monsters, Liss is a monster effect negate and destroy, and Bran is a cosmic cyclone. If these guys have any plunder cards equipped to them, they're quick effects during either player's turn. If he has any plunder cards equipped to him, he gets an additional search of any plunder card. The main difference beside that, they all have their own individual effects that make them unique. So besides being a cosmic, Bran boosts all other plunder monsters on field, or all other fiend monsters on my side of the field by 500, and they stack. So if you have 2, that's automatically 1,000. And after the banish of a back row, you get to add a Plunder Patrol monster with his effect. With Moiric, it's the opposite. So you banish a monster, add a Plunder Patrol spell at trap from deck to hand.
Oh, that makes sense.
Also, if he has Xyz materials under him, he's a Dingirsu, so any plunder card. So opponent tries to Raigeki, Lightning Storm, whatever, even your back row, you're able to just detach a material, protect all of it.
Brilliant.
And then you have Liss, the flagship. So Liss is the light monster effect negate and destroy, add anything. And then during either player's turn, he's a tag out. So if you have a pilot in the spell and trap zone that you want to summon out, or from your hand, you're able to, at that point, quick effect, summon him out without any targeting and get more advantage out of that. This is able to basically create boards, summon out monsters, or even make another Blackbeard with just this and whatever was equipped. And then we have utility spots. I had an additional 4. Dragite, having Nibiru in the side and being able to go mill came up a couple of times. I was able to bounce 2 cards in total throughout the whole tournament. Spell and Trap Negate is great because all your monsters are water. From there, we also have Scarlight, the Red Dragon Archfiend. So unfortunately, due to the fact that you have to deal with certain board states, and you have people trying to cheese you out, Scarlight comes out, destroys everything, burn, and then you can swing in for game. A majority of the time I've made him, it was involving Gamma.
Oh, nice.
Being able to go like Raigeki, chain effect, Raigeki, chain gamma. At that point, being able to provide more damage and then blowing up the rest of your monsters for OTK. Because you'll still have Plunder cards out. From there, then we have, of course, Bahamut Shark and Toad. He came up a lot, especially going first, because my usual end board would be like Anti-Spell or D-Barrier, Blackbeard, plus a Toad. So being able to protect the back row, and then due to Toad being able to grab any water, makes it so even if you have nothing in hand, if this Toad resolves and adds something back, you have ammo again. So you can play through and get rid of cards in the way.
Sweet. All right, man. You are the pirate god, obviously. You're a pirate god.
I am
just
anything
taught me
but.
this deck in the fastest time I've ever learned it because I have never read Plunder.
Yeah, exactly.
So now I actually know what they do, and I might not lose to them so bad because I'll be like, it's a cosmic cycle. But yeah, man, congratulations on getting top 64.
Thank you.
Thank you for the deck.
Of course.